Hello, 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 hello. Yo, 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 everybody. Welcome to Game Development 102, because this isn't beginner stuff, guys. This is advanced, at least to the level of somewhat comparable ding dong level. Here we go. We're doing something special today. We're going to be doing game development. You know, honestly, guys, I'm so tired that we just screw game development. Let's just play some games today instead. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Come on in. I posted it in the Discord. Honestly, I didn't even link it to Twitter because our Twitter is kind of just dead these days, or X, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's not exactly doing the best. You know what? All of our fans mostly just come from our Discord, it looks like, these days. So posted it in the Discord, and if you know about the channel, you'll know what time. Space my name, welcome to the stream. How you're doing today, good sir? I hope you're doing well. And yeah, I still call it Twitter too, man. I think there's a lot of people that have been making like the Prince joke where they're like, X, formerly known as Twitter. No, I think I'm going to call it Twitter. I think I finally noticed that if you type in twitter.com, it actually changes the URL now to like x.com/ whatever the status is, so it redirects. So they're just fully in on whatever kind of nonsense that is. To me, it's just Twitter, guys. It's Twitter, it's Twitter, it's Twitter. I actually got a little bit extra lights today. I should look a little brighter. Might be too much. Might have to change the shades on the natural light. This one might be a little too strong. Hold on. I'm a little yellow. Let's turn it down some. But we want the fill. Okay, that's too low. Let's turn it up right there without blinding my eyes. Now you guys can't even tell. It just looks like I'm sitting here with you. How's that? I guess that's good. Guys, I'm tired. One, if you guys did not pay attention, let's take a look at this here. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, let's go here. You can see here is our YouTube channel stats. Guys, we broke our 1,500 goal in a day. We've been trying to get to 1,500 for all year long on these live streams. And we got like more than 150 subs in a single day because of my Unity video. If you guys are new and you haven't checked out that video, it's still trending right now. Go ahead and hit the like button on that. Leave a comment, say, yo, I came here from the stream. Why is Unity burning in flames? You can say that if you want, if you haven't left a comment, because it's kind of going crazy. 7,000 views in a day. That's bigger traction than we've gotten on any of our videos thus far. We have a lot of videos that are more popular than this. We have a few videos around the 20,000 view mark or so, but that took a year or more to get to, not a single day. So this is pretty awesome, guys. We have been talking about working so hard on doing these streams. We've been working really hard on these streams, like streaming extra hours, doing extra game dev, doing more and more and more because we're so close to our watch time goal. And on this channel, guys, I talk to you about how to make income streams and do game development cheaply in order to stay in business, and how to grow your game development business. And YouTube is a side income stream that I've been trying to make for a little bit. I got some news on income streams, guys. I got my first report from Atari, and things are looking pretty decent, not gonna lie. I'm gonna have a video breakdown for you guys soon, and I think the Atari VCS is actually probably worth it for most of the developers who follow along this channel. And if you're trying to build up some income streams, I think it's definitely has some low barriers of entry, and even though it doesn't have the earning potential as PlayStation, there's less risk and there's less cost involved. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. But I would like to build YouTube into a source of revenue too, and I'd like to talk to you guys about how to do that. And you can see we're about to be there. No lie, this video got so many views that we've been working on our watch time goal for like a year doing these streams. we've only been streaming for a few months now, but it feels like a whole year. Like all year, I've been putting out like extra YouTube videos and working harder on making YouTube videos to help people get into game development and stuff. But we're going to be ultra close to partnership after this week, if not already there, just because of this one video. So that's why we're hitting this stream again today. We got to get our extra work time in here. Also, just a note, guys, while this is going up, we made some jokes. I was gonna make a joke when I started this stream that we got our most concurrent viewers ever yesterday when I was dunking on Thomas about Affinity Photo. So I think that I got to give the viewers what they want. That's what Thomas told me. So every day instead of Dev, we're just gonna make fun of Thomas instead. But you guys can see I have taken the time to edit this. You can see after space my name, there is a little dash. And then after these patrons warp through, our new set of patrons appear after that. And these aren't in any special order based on tier status. These are just listed in order of how long people have been a patron, guys. So, you know, if you're a new patron, you just go at the end of the list. Nothing special. It's just a long list of who's in order. So there we go. We made fun of Thomas yesterday, give him a small little bitty name on the Patreon banner. But we got another patron, Spectrum 3900. He joined us last night. So, you know, big welcome to all of the Patreon supporters as well. So pretty awesome. And thanks, guys, for supporting the video. Space My Name says, it was a bit early in the morning for me, but he watched the vid. Nice. All right, guys. So let's go here. We don't need this. This is what we need. We need some game development in our life, don't you think? I don't know. I don't know. Should we boot up the Unreal Engine, guys, and throw this in Unreal? Are we starting over from scratch after my video yesterday? I realized that, like, after the sentiment that I saw from game developers yesterday, that and this morning, everybody commenting on the video, that good googly moogly, guys, there is going to be a demand in the marketplace for Unreal tutorials. So if you guys are smart, or if you know anything about the Unreal game engine, I think it's probably about time. I'm gonna make some videos. Like, I've got some new projects already planned and slated now that I'm gonna have to release. Honestly, let's block this off. Yeah, there we go. To confuse people a bit. All right, this maze is done. Yeah, because I gotta make some videos for the Unreal Engine. Probably new tutorials and like some videos like, oh, Unity developer uses the Unreal Engine after 10 years of Unity, something like that. Those will probably be clickable videos, I'd guess. If I had to gander a guess, I would say that those would probably be popular. But honestly, we'll probably be dealing with it on the stream some, and I think in the long run, it's going to take forever to learn, you know, some skills in the engine and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I booted it up once to try a project in it, and I'm like, oh, you know, this was easy to figure out. This was easy to figure out. Oh, this is similar to Unity, or this is similar to other game engines. But then there's some things I'm like, well, this is completely different. I don't know where this is. Where is this? How do we do this? What's this weird coding system? So, guys, it's going to be a journey, that's for sure. I'll probably do most of it just nonchalant with our regulars on the stream, you know. Everybody who stays in touch and, you know, is current every day. And we'll probably just figure out problems together in case you guys are also interested in learning the engine and stuff. Just like I talk about, you know, what we're doing, and right now we're in Blender. This is a modeling tool, and we talked about that yesterday. We were in our Photoshop tool, our Photoshop alternative. I talked to Thomas again this morning. I asked him if I convinced him yesterday to get Affinity Photo. He's almost convinced, guys, but whenever he joins the stream today, if he happens to show his beautiful face, then at that point, and that point only, we're going to switch over to Affinity Photo, and we're going to go back to chill mode. Honestly, someone should send someone on their team our stream from yesterday. I should get some kind of sponsorship link for that. That's some free advertising right there, guys. But honestly, I just do it to help you all save money. No one needs to pay for Photoshop. That is way too expensive. Photoshop is just as greedy as Unity is, guys. That's for sure. All right, we're marking these seams. I don't think we missed any. I think we're good. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. This is looking solid. If you guys watched the video we streamed this morning, we streamed the Nintendo Direct. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you thought of the Nintendo Direct. Honestly, we always get like the lowest viewership out of all of our videos when we live stream the Directs, and I'm like ready to have the most fun on those. Probably just we'll stop doing it in the future, and I'll just have fun and watch it by myself, I guess. But um, the puppy, man, he was going wild, as crazy as wild can be during that direct. For the first like 20 minutes, he was just barking and biting and going crazy. And in between that, not only did I do some game development work, but then I also went to the gym and I've already rechanged into my nicer outfit. So, yeah. Definitely on the tired side, guys. I was prepped. You know, yesterday I forgot my water bottle before the stream. Today I was like, I can't forget that. I'm so thirsty. So I'm about to down this one. I'll probably have to go grab another one. But yeah, I just fed the guy. He's gone out. He's kind of waddling around now, but he's definitely in tired mode. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he liked the game selection. You know, to be honest, the Princess Peach game. You know, he was pretty excited about that, I guess. As far as I could tell, we were wrapping up the Switch life. Like everyone's observation, we think that the Switch is kind of wrapping up its end of life type of thing. So, but I honestly think that the Switch 2 or the next Nintendo console or, you know, whatever is actually farther out than people think that it is. So, because even though we saw all the stuff that was already announced and stuff today in the Nintendo Direct, to be honest, guys, there's still a lot of stuff on Nintendo's plate and pretty hefty. Huh. If we do this here, we're going to need to mark the lights on the insides of the hallways. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll figure it out, guys. This part of the maze looks okay. Yeah, so it's very interesting. I hearing a lot of rumors about Switch 2. I would be very sad if we could not get a single game on the Nintendo Switch before they do Switch 2. That's looking highly likely at this point, though. I'm thinking about just reapplying with Nintendo for tilting tiles now that I have it on Atari VCS. Not that Atari VCS is like a big deal platform because we already have the game on Steam and PlayStation, and it's already been approved by Xbox for the Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One. So it's basically been approved by every console imaginable except for Nintendo. And it's sold a decent amount and it's reviewed well. So it's real sad Nintendo is giving us the shaft. But with that being said, just another console down the bag, you know, another one. Just to say there's another place and other players buying and playing the game and giving the game good reviews and whatnot. Maybe it's worth reapplying and just giving it another shot. I just feel like that's our easiest game to sell to pitches to publishers, just because it just looks classy. It's just simple, and you know, it just has like high quality visuals. It's got a unique concept. It's pretty polished. We cleaned up. Now there's some bugs. There are a couple of bugs that you can break the game slightly. It's not game breaking or anything like that in the PlayStation version and our original version. But you can still, like, even if you bust the level design, which is kind of hard to do. It's only in a couple of levels and a few spots where I missed coding for a couple of weird player choices. If you would try to get around a spot that you really shouldn't be, there's like a couple spots where the coding doesn't catch it, and you'll break the physics and just fall off the level and kind of float. But the game is still, it works just fine. You can just press the triangle and reset and have a good laugh. But I actually caught all those. Some of them were fixed in the Steam version, but not all of them. And all of them were fixed by the time we released the Atari version. So technically, even though the PlayStation version runs the smoothest, I guess the Steam one runs the smoothest depending on your PC rig. The Atari version actually has the least amount of bugs. But basically, it's mostly bug-free. That's all. I said all that just to say it's mostly bug-free. But I didn't want to just pat myself on the back because there are a couple things that I missed. So, oh, guys, the puppy's whining about something. Let me go make sure he's okay. Wow, this is looking way too bright. Let's calm this light down. Let's turn this down. I know you guys, there's a couple viewers tuned in here, so sorry, I'm going to step away for a second. I almost crashed my computer just trying to save this. But I'll get Space My Name's comment when I get back, and I just want to make sure that he's okay, and he might want to run outside to the backyard real fast. I gotta apologize for breaking up the streams, but hey, what are you gonna do when you got a brand new puppy, you know? You gotta do YouTube and gotta take care of my little man. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Alright, fam, if you guys are still viewing this stream after that brief pause, you are the real TreeFall tribers. Let me know in the comments of the stream if you guys are the TreeFall tribers. So, I was worried, he gave a little whimper back there. But I don't think he's got to go. I let him outside real fast, and he just wanted to eat a stick. So I brought him in, and now he's happily playing with his toy. So I think we're good to go. And we're gonna get back to the dev stream, guys. Space My Name says, I don't think I've had any issues with your games, even when trying. Well, I'll show you how to break it, Space My Name, if you want to. There are a couple. I don't know if you. I'm sure. I don't know if you play Tilting Tiles, but there's a couple instances where, like, most of the game is like perfect, but every single situation in that game has to be hand checked. So what are you doing, you crazy little man? He's going crazy after his cage back here now. Um, he's trying to go get a toy or something. But so every situation in the game has to be checked. And there's an occasionally time where you might be stuck between walls. And bro, oh my gosh, guys, he's going crazy. He's after a toy. I might have to go get it for him. He's okay. He's just gonna go crazy. But um, there's a couple times where you can use like maybe a diagonal move, and in 99 out of the 100 spots in the game where you could use where you have diagonal moves and you might be inside of a locked wall or something, the game will check it correctly and not let you use it. But then there's like 3 spots in the game where it can check it and not realize you're in between the walls, and then you just try to diagonal through the walls, and then you hit the walls and then just go flying off into space. So there's an occasional bug like that. um I mean, the earliest bugs that we had were really in like the letter and stuff. The letter was full of bugs. And I don't know, I mean, we cleaned up some in Maze, but there was definitely some bugs in Maze. Yeah, he's barking at his toys back there, guys. Sorry about that. Spaceball Name says, real fans stay the whole time. Let's go. Let's go. He's right. Um, oh, it's going too slow. He's down there on the screen. Shout out to Space My Name. Thanks for holding down the stream, my guy. Anyways, let's look at this. We are boom, 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 boom. We got 1, 2, 3. 3 more. 3 more to go. Honestly, these mazes look rather simple. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. Should we... Yeah, I think we're going to go down below, to be honest, because once you get dropped off, you figure out this is the path forward. And we're going to help the player know that this is the path forward, because we're going to drop some coins right here for you to pick up, so you know you got to go down this way. And then once you fall out of this sky, this will be a dead end, this will be a dead end, and then this will be a dead end. And they'll all be quick, and there'll be nowhere else for you to go. So then on this path, you know, once again, you got to drop down. And then we'll do an entire maze down here in the structure beneath. So I think that's pretty cool. Oh, good boy, buddy. What does he got here? Good boy. Yeah, he's just being a little sweetie after being such a tyrant during our other Nintendo Direct stream. But let's just do that instead. Let's go here. Let's get our face mode. Yeah. Let's do this. Highlight, 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 Shift D. Here, G on the Z, my negative 25. Yeah. Something like this. Let's pull it out here so we can take a look at it separately. Okay. Let's go ahead and seal these up. Boom, boom. And let's make a, like, should we do 20 by 20? We don't want it to be too hard, to be honest. That's too 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. There's one row here. 2 rows. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Welcome to a brand new maze. So we can go like this. Yeah, this is the center. I want those to be there. What you doing, little wild man? You just ran right over that. We want to do this is the finish. This is going to make people sad. Hello, Neil is the best 25. Neil, are you the best? Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome to the stream. Neil is the best. Can I get a definitive answer on that? Glad you are here. Welcome in. So we're going to take 2 paths here. You're going to be able to go left and you're going to be able to go right. So we're going to keep this maze design continued and we're going to keep it simple. And once you go left, I want you to be able to choose 2 more paths that all this needs to dead end. So this is going to be 1 path. Yeah, that looks good. This is your other choice. Honestly, we'll just have that like that. Then you can get to go around there. Neil's the best says, what you making? You're making a maze, and you're already better at Blender than me from what I can tell. Yo, Neil, welcome. We are working on a maze, and this is actually the bottom half of this giant labyrinth we've been working on for the last couple of days, and you can see we got some hallways, we got some crisscrossing paths indoors that lead us back to our original section. If you look at this in wireframe, it might blow your eye sockets out because you can't even see with all these little face pieces. It's not even really good to tell. But you can see we got mazes inside these rooms and they got hallways. And we're going to seal up all these rooms in just a little bit. But we first need to continue unwrapping them and texturing them, which is what we're going to do next. We are going to put this down below. He says, you can just say Neil, because that's my name. Neil. Welcome, Neil. Welcome to the stream. I hear ya. Nice name, sir. All right. So let's just make this easy. So that's an easy loop here. Easy peasy, but we need to give the player some choices. So now you can go here or here. And we want to go in that door. And we want to go the longer route. The shorter route is not how we take things in this maze. So you get to go here and get locked off. But in order to find this one, we need another 2 route choice. We need to go left, or you need to be able to go right. And this time, left is the shorter path, is going to be the correct path. Because you can't do the long path every time, because then players will always understand the design and instinctively know what to do. You always have to be changing the design up for the players so they're confused. And then that'll do it there. And there's our ending. All right. There's that. So let's go ahead and do a hallway here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's go here. Let's get it like this. Oh, you cute little puppy. He's just resting now, guys. We tuckered him out. Tuckered him out real good. All right. So we want to go like this because we're going to create a crazy connector here, guys. Unwrapping this is going to be a beast. I can tell you that much. Because the way that this is laying on top of each other, it's going to be highly annoying. But that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you got to put in the good work in order to please the consumer. That's what we're working hard to have a fun game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go in cycles of 10. This was actually 25 low, so let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct, Mundo, everyone. Correct, correct. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go up again. Here, 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 here. Not there. Silly me. Here and here. And we're going to pull this up another 10. And to be honest, we can just go ahead and seal these in, guys, because 1, 2, 3, 4. Just because these aren't going to have any maze walls, so we don't really have to worry about the textures for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we're going to click away here. We actually did too many. Forgot what I was doing. This will be easier. Need to go ahead and save. It's having a trouble saving here. We're kind of clicking through real fast. We're modeling heavy, fast and furious over here. So gotta make sure that we are saving frequently so we don't lose some of this progress. So yeah. You guys can see that this is paths everywhere here. This is just looking just bonkers crazy. When you guys see this floating around in the hub world, it's going to look a little crazy. To be honest, we might end up having to wrap this model for the hub world, at least, because these are all faces that are facing the opposite direction. So you'll be able to see through them, and it will look incorrect when you look at the little hub world model. So we'll probably just wrap this all into just a square room, and you'd never be able to tell from the hub world what you're actually looking at. Until you got in here, you'd be like, what is happening? What kind of maze is this? I didn't sign up for this. So we'll see. I'll see how I do it. We could always build... We could always duplicate and flip the faces at the end. But that's a whole lot of extra geometry just to have a cool model in the hub world. And that'll probably drain performance as well, because our models are getting pretty complicated for this game, guys. And if we do that, then yeah, the game isn't going to run that well on our weaker platforms when we port to Atari VCS and stuff like that. So honestly, we're probably just going to put this all in a giant building. So it's going to be in a square room. Neil says, I'm just looking for game devs. Well, Neil, you come to the right place. Most of the people that hang out in the chat for the stream are also other game developers. Space by Name is a game developer. Most of our other regulars, they're not actually in the chat today, but they are game developers. Thomas Stewart's a game developer. Meccan Games is a game developer. A lot of the people who normally hang out and chat are other developers. Neil is a game dev. He says he'll be right back. So that's cool. We're just going to flip all these faces around that are going the wrong way, guys. Doom, da, doom, da, doom. Doom, da, doom. All right, let's get those taken care of. All right, let's go down here, this hallway, all the way down. Actually, got to do some sealing up here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and make these walls match. Let's pull those up. Let's deselect this set. Pull this over. And we're going to pull this one over, and then we should be nice and sealed up. Let's get rid of all of those. 22 vertices we just destroyed and sent away to the void. All right, we got some walls to flip. This, that, not this one. These two. It looks like every two. That one's good. All right, those two. This one. Are those all good? Those are all good. Keeping a close eye. Try not to miss any. These. All right, flip them around. They are good, guys. Ready to go. And now our maze structure is mostly complete. We just need to make 3 more tiny mazes, and then this thing's golden, guys. It's ready to go. It might look weird at the time being, but it's gonna be pretty solid. I wonder if we should just... I wonder if we should take the whole top and hide it so we can do the bottom part. Should we do this bottom part first? Spaceman Ham says this level is going to be insane. Yeah, welcome to Maze Rising Trials. The levels are going to be insane. To be honest, I feel like I need to make a smaller level just to get thrown in there. And possibly the... let's see. Gotta turn my phone down so that doesn't vibrate again. And possibly maybe just cut a level out, because we're spending longer on these levels. We're making them bigger. So the game is like ballooning in scope just a little bit, and this game needs to come out pretty soon. So to be honest, we might end up doing like 8 mazes instead of 10. And this would be the 8th maze. So, because this could be the final maze, to be honest. Because I don't have too many other plans for another bonus level. I could do... There's a couple that I've been kicking around ideas on, but I'm looking at them on paper, and I'm not totally sold on them. So, yeah. Let's go to wireframe. Let's go to this mode. Let's highlight everything here and say goodbye. And then let's see, is it Alt H? All right, let's see. Let's hide this. Let's select something else and then go Alt H. We can bring everything back. Reveal hidden. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide this. We're going to save this. And we're going to go here so we can see. And let's just go ahead and before we lose the amount of control Z's that we can do, let's go ahead and like set this here. And then let's just make sure that we can return alt hidden. Good. Hide it again. All right, let's work on the bottom part of the maze. Let's go step by step. Let's start on this side and work our way around so we don't miss anything. And then we can keep on trucking, guys. But yeah, I got a secret game that I got to stay up real late tonight. I'm real tired. Because not only did I, put out a bunch of these videos recently, and I'm working on other ones, and I've been doing multiple streams per day, and also deving on the levels, and I'm trying to get 2 games, this game and another secret game, ready for launch, like in the next month or so. I'm also prepping for this TreeFall Studios Developers Conference, but I forgot the whole point of that. There was something else I was gonna say. I'm working on. Trying to get the other game is just it's a little crazy. It's pretty tough. So I got a surprise for these games as well. Platform wise, might surprise everyone for the first time. News on the TreeFall Studios Developers Conference that's coming soon. But yeah, I just feel like I need to take tomorrow off. I feel like I need to sleep. Oh, I was gonna say, outside of doing all of the dev work, all of the videos, the live streams, all that stuff, I spent hours, guys, last night and this morning. I was up at 6 a.m. and I was like fervently responding to every single comment on that video that was going viral. Every single one of them. And so far, that's hundreds and hundreds of comments. I think it's my most commented video so far. So I was just typing away, spending hours just typing, just thanking everybody for watching the video, thanking them for supporting, talking to them about Unity and what I'm doing, and wishing everybody the best of luck with their game development and stuff like that. And that was just so much. It's so hard to keep up with all that. I've never really had a video get that many views that quickly, and me have to really keep up with that many people at once. And I'm getting kind of tired, so I feel like I should take the day off tomorrow. But because I've just worked like so much yesterday and today, but I'm only taking a half day. I can't really stop. There's gonna be no stream tomorrow actually as well. So no marketing stream, no fun let's play tomorrow. If I do one, it'll be later in the evening because we do have some prior engagements in the afternoon. So we are going to be a little busy. So I might take half the day off tomorrow, but I really can't stop on this other game. I'm getting real close. It's time to get some stuff. Guys, I don't know if you know this feeling, if you guys are professional game developers or not, but one of the coolest feelings in all of game development is preparing for cert. Different certifications programs have different levels of difficulty. And getting my game to go into PlayStation certification is one of the best feelings. I used to love it with Wii U because we had some games on the Wii U, guys, in case you're new to the channel and you haven't found us. We've been developing games for a long time. That's one of the coolest feelings because it's done. You're proud of it. You're ready to show it. And for the first time outside of your own internal playtesters, someone at PlayStation is playing your game. Okay, guys. Someone at Nintendo is playing your game. And that feels so good. And then you have the butterflies. You're worried. Is it going to pass all the checks? Are they going to fail it? Is there anything I have to fix before we got a release on the platform? And if you make that check and you get through and you pass, guys, that is the best feeling. Then the nervous bubbles come and you realize, okay, we have to plan the release date. This is getting real. This is getting crazy. Consumers are going to be playing this soon, and you'll be getting real opinions and real feedback from real people. And that is one of the best feelings in game development. The first couple of days after a launch is like literally the reason why I do game development. That's why I'm still a game developer. Seeing people interact with my games, find joy, have fun, That is just one of the coolest feelings ever. You know, message us, tell us they really like this or this game really meant a lot to them. All that kind of stuff is just extremely heartwarming. And, you know, we just want to make fun games for everyone of all ages to be able to play and enjoy. So, pretty excited about bringing these games pretty soon because we're not too far away. It looks like it because this level is not even textured and not even done. But we're within a few weeks of cert for all these games because TreeFall Studios works fast. And this game hasn't been getting that much attention because I've been full timing on the other game. But that game is going to go into cert. And when it does, then I'm going to go spend the week or so that it's being tested by PlayStation. I'm going to finish this game up like full time. And this game will get knocked out in no time. And it will be pretty awesome. So, got some comments here. Neil says, so what is this game? I actually have an interest in making horror and playing it. This game is called Maze Rising Trials. It is the third entry in our Maze series. It's a first-person puzzle adventure game in which you play as a first-person character, and you're basically locked in these giant mazes, and you gotta find your way to the end. And that's basically the gist of it. It's like if you would look at the old cereal boxes that you used to play on as a kid, and there would be mazes on the back. Well, we've recreated them in 3D, and that's what this game is. So that's what we're doing right now. We're clicking around, and we're working on marking out the walls so we can put some textures and some colors on these walls here. So yeah, that's just an adventure puzzle game. There's more to it than this. Obviously, there's a lot of puzzles and features you got to figure out and solve. But the basic premise is finding your way out of the puzzle is the basic puzzle. And then there are interactive puzzles in some of the levels as well to make an added layer of difficulty on top of that. Levers, doors, moving parts, all sorts of crazy nonsense like that. That was all introduced mostly in Maze Pedestal of Trials, our last game, and this game will also feature a good amount of that as well. So, you have an interest in making horror. That's pretty cool. Our first game ever was technically a horror game, although people made fun of it because it wasn't that scary, and people really said it wasn't a horror game. But you can check out The Letter on Steam or on PlayStation, The Letter Classic Edition. It's only $2 in case you want to throw TreeFall Studios a bone and check out one of our most popular games. Self-plug, would recommend you do so. And Space by Name says, getting good feedback is the best feeling. Without a doubt, that is like the best. I mean, I even appreciate feedback that's not great as long as it's not mean. And it's, I listen to constructive criticism, feedback type of thing. But just feedback in general, it's a crazy feeling when, this is like some art project for you or like a passion project that you've worked on forever. And then all of a sudden, real people have spent their money on it. They're interested in checking it out. They're interested in playing it. You're giving entertainment and fun to other people. So definitely just a great set of feelings all around. Let's go ahead and mark these seams. This maze is seamed up. It looks like we're good down here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Should we go ahead and start unwrapping this and setting the walls before we unhide and start doing everything else? I don't know. I'm not really sure what texture set I'm going to make on this. I might end up making like just a regular texture set. I might make it like a new one, but because I was originally thinking that this would be like indoors. Um, Tim Bang says adding Minotaur. No, I don't think we're gonna add a Minotaur to this level. But we might just add a regular texture set of like indoor walls. I was thinking that this would be like indoor rooms and stuff, but this has actually gotten so big when we unhide the rest of this. And all these rooms are so big. I don't know if a repeated texture is going to look good for just like inside walls, like of drywall or whatever. I think the maze would have needed to be smaller to have that. Originally, this was going to be like a factory or like a medical facility level, similar to like some of the vibe from the last bonus level in the letter. But we might just throw the base texture set on this, the regular one that we're using for most of the levels in this game, just so we can get an idea and go ahead and start placing the wall UVs in the correct spot. Either we need to do that now, or we need to do the rest of this modeling instead first. Space My Name says hallway props question mark. That's what I was thinking originally. My original thought was that these would be like small rooms and the hallways were gonna be like doors that like opened up. And now I'm thinking that looks a little weird with the design we did. And I was originally going to have some props in here, but now these hallways are too tight. This is like a regular maze. So to be honest, I'm probably going to use the base texture set, just to be completely honest, because I don't think that I can prop. And we're also working on a smaller set here because this is the 4x4 grid instead of the 5x5 grid. So we're going to have even less room to place the stuff like the crystals and things without the player bumping into it and it being kind of annoying. So honestly, this is just changed completely, and this is going to be the base texture set. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do, guys. And I'm going to make another level. I'm going to make a smaller one that goes after this. So I'm going to kind of break it up. You're going to have to play big, small, big, small, big, small on the levels. And with that, we're going to do maybe an indoor facility type thing, because I think it would break up the way that these levels look if we had that. And maybe just have the rooms themselves be like the puzzle, and you got to figure out how to get out. Although I don't know about that, because I kind of wanted exactly the vibe I'm thinking about is something I want to use in a different game. So I don't know. A lot of game dev is trial and error and experimentation and iterations. Things change a bunch. So we'll go ahead and start on this path, and then if things change, guys. Spaceman Name says, I like the windows in the final level from Maze 1. Yeah, no, that is basically this design now, except for we're not going to have any windows. Everything's going to be sealed in, so everything will be indoor lighting, as in like the crystals, kind of like the tomb lighting. But honestly, I don't think I want it to be that dark. I'm probably going to just up the ambient light like all over so it's not as dark, and you know, maybe brighten up some of the lights in there, or add like more consistent light sources that can bake around and stuff. Neil says, what engine do you use? I use UE5. Currently, I'm using Unity. I've been using Unity for the last 10 years or so. This game is being developed in Unity 2021.3 something. But if you guys watch my big video, I talk about how the future of Unity is basically destroyed with what they just did, and that we're pretty much going to be switching to Unreal. I don't think that I'm actually switching to UE5, although that will be our goal eventually. I think that I told some people this in the comments of the video, that eventually we'll get to UE5, but honestly, we'll probably do UE4 for the time being. Like whatever the most recent LTS lifetime stable version is, And that's because we target the smaller platforms. We target Atari VCS. We're wanting to target the Switch. We target last gen consoles like PS4, not just PS5. UE5 doesn't really. I don't know. I can't tell you guys because I haven't run UE5 on PS4 yet. I haven't built a demo project or built out a full game, but I want to say that that's probably too heavy. Like it's pretty heavy, and I don't know how well it would run. I know it's supposed to run on the old consoles, but I don't know if it's efficient at all. So at this point, I think that we would still stick with Unreal Engine 4. And honestly, I've played around in Unreal Engine 4 just a little bit. So it's not gonna be. I don't have that much knowledge, so it's not like I'm smart at it, or it's not like I know it like Unity, but it's not going to be the biggest learning curve per se. Um, yeah, or a UE5 would be like a whole bigger, and that you'd be like starting from scratch. So I think I need to learn and master UE4, see if we can get some ports going, and then see about learning to go into UE5. But yeah, I was joking with Thomas. I guess Space My Name's probably still in the chat, but I was like, Unreal Engine time, guys, East Coast boys. We've been dunking on each other the last 3 or 4 days in these streams about East Coast versus West Coast, and I'm like, well, I'm over here with the Unreal Engine team, guys. That's where we live, so. Everyone's switching over to them, and they're going to be making some big money. That's for sure. So let's go ahead and check out our materials. Let's put the basic material here. Assign the material. We need to go to our shading editor. We need to go to texture, image texture. Woo, guys, I realized I did not leave this screen here. I opened this up so you guys can see my file structure. Was so close to like spoiling you guys. I'm so glad we were working on Maze yesterday. Oh man, would that be sad? Sad if I would have spoiled that game. All right, we got Maze Rising Bricks. Looks good. Let's go back to UV editing. And let's go here, here. Now, this is why we seamed these up, guys. Whoopsie doopsie. Look, fam, we got some leakage where our trash bag is leaking. We forgot one edge here. But to be honest, that's pretty good. That's less than what we normally do. But now, see, if you click... Where are we leaking again? Oh, that's just because we didn't do the hallway. One sec. Let's take the hallways down. Actually, we need to get rid of these. Let's clear these seams. Yeah. Mesh, merge, distance, 0 vertices. So for some reason we just don't connect here. This. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, there's the hallway done and done. And let's just get these two. Let's get rid of those. This should get us something that we desire, I think. So you guys can see, like, if we click on this, no, we're still leaking around. Oh, that's because of this. We didn't do these. This should seal it. This should seal it, but I want to say, we'll see. It doesn't. Where are we still missing? Oh, the top? That doesn't make any sense. How are we on the sides here? Is it all? It's not all because of you. It can't be. It's all your fault, little man. There we go. It's not that one. Let's get these walls to make sure that these are good, so it doesn't go around. And then let's try again. At this point, we could have clicked them all. Yeah, there's something I'm missing. There is some seam somewhere that is allowing us to select the... Do we have duplicates here? Is that what this is? Because that seam is on the bottom. Oh, that's why. It's because these aren't actually connected. Okay, first off, we missed this. And we don't need this one. Or this one, guys. But I think this is still a little wonky because it's not connected to the floor, or is it? Was that all we needed to clean it up? Yeah, that was it. All right, so guys, this is why we mark all the seams because if you just click on one face and then you click Control L, you can highlight the entire selection that you have seamed out. So look at that. We selected the entire floor specifically, which we want unwrapped separately. And now we can just click in here and we can grab these. For some reason, we're still doing something to get these walls. Oh, we do need those. That's because this is a singular face. Haha. All right, let's just go ahead and let's just unwrap this. Reset these, and we'll go to new material, new, assign that material. So that's confusing. We do need these. They look weird. This is why I like to do double-sided faces. I don't ever do it like this where it's a single face. And we're only doing that to save data. We're saving mesh data by doing this when we close everything up with our roofs. So yeah, now, so I understand now why we needed the seams here. So yeah, we kind of do need these. Just looks weird. It looks like we're separating off that one wall, but we'll unwrap them all at the same time. So, and did we already get this here? Did we already flip these all around to the correct? I already forgot. I guess we did that in the stream. Yeah. Yeah, we did, I guess, guys. All right, so let's highlight all of this. Then we just need to grab this guy, this one, and this one. Control L. Boom. We want to reset all of those. We want to assign these to new material. We're going to go to our shading editor once again, and we're going to add a image texture. We're going to put that in our base color. We're going to go up a couple folders, go to our textures folder, and then we're going to go to find our maze grass. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's just grass saturated. New. Is it this one? We can work with this one for now. Then we're going to go over here. We're going to open up our texture editing. So we can see our shading here. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to scoot this a little bit like that. We need to be able to play around in here, but we want to be able to see our level. So our grass is set correctly. It's all good and done. Honestly, this is a bit... I gotta think about this because this actually kind of needs to be brick if we're doing brick on the ceiling, or it could be upside down grass, but might need to be dirt. Might need a third texture slot. Space and Aim says, yeah, I can't say my engine competes with Unreal. Yeah. Unreal seems unreal, guys, I guess. We'll have to find out when we give it a go pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get these all in the same direction before we start messing with these guys. It's interesting. So the way that Blender has calculated this, those were rotated the wrong way. They were flipped around. Those were the same faces that were also flipped the wrong way visually for rendering wise. So I don't know how it's calculated those, but we flipped them around and fixed them. And it looks like everything is good here. We'll be able to tell real quick. The puppy has found his toy. He's chewing on it to make it squeak. We want to make sure we're not constraining the image bounds. We're going to go up by 2. then we're going to put it back on the bounds. Let's slowly take a gander at the bottom of this level. We missed these bricks. Those did not get selected for some reason. So I have to do those by hand in just a sec. It looks like there's nothing facing the wrong way or very stretched or weird, so all of these should be tiling and should be the appropriate height to have our bricks in there. Bottom maze is done, except for this. We forgot these somehow. Let's do this in a sec. Let's do these. Unconstrained. Uh-oh. See, that was deceptive. It looked like we had them all highlighted, but we didn't. And if we weren't paying attention, we would have left like one or two faces just shrunk. So now these are tiling the correct way. These are actually incorrect. There's a couple of them. You can see if you look closely, the tiling is off. There we go. That tiling was good. I think it was all the ones like this, every other one. That one is good. Let's rotate it by 180. Let's see. Where's our next one? Those are all good, I guess, guys. Yep, we got some off here. I think it was this one. Okay. Yep, and another one. I think it's this one. You rotate that around. Not that it matters. Actually, it does matter because you're going to see these bricks. So, not that it matters too much, I guess, because they looked fine, to be honest. I mean, even the tile that was flipped upside down, it's like the brick's still kind of tile, guys, you know? It didn't look that bad. So, all right, bottom is done. Now what we need to do is let's get these bottom pieces. Now, this doesn't matter at all, actually. It's not going to be seen by the player in any capacity whatsoever, so we probably are just going to delete that at the bottom. But we'll just wait to make sure we don't decide to add any crazy outside segments. So let's bring back our top piece. Everything is unhidden. Let's Control S. Good grief, guys. What kind of mazes are we making here? This is just crazy junk. Honestly, if this was me, like, you know, if I just kept making stuff, like if I was just being creative and I didn't think about like, oh, the game needs to be only this length or it doesn't need to be this hard, I would just keep making this maze go on, and just like after you did this, you drop down into another one, you drop down to another one, and it's like 30 mazes deep. That's what our other game that we're gonna make is gonna be like. We're gonna make that game in Unreal Engine, so it's gonna be one maze where you think you're done, but like you're just never done. And then when you finally get to the end, you're just like, whoa, what happened? I think that we should seal these off here, seal off these hallways. Oh, you know what? I got a great question for the chat, or more specifically, Space by Name, if he's still hanging out there. This is your first PlayStation you bought. How are you liking it? How was the time playing Pitter Pot? Did you pick up any other games? Were there any PlayStation games you ended up getting? Tell me your thoughts and experience, man. I want to know. Let's assign this material. Excuse me, guys. The fatigue is getting to me. We got a little bit left on this stream. We can keep running it. I'm going to be all right. These yawns, they've been hitting me hard the last couple of days. They've been after your boy. All right. I guess, guys, this is also continually tedious work, you know. So, did we reset all of those? Let's make sure they're all going this way. So if you're not down to just watch some clicking away, and you wanted to see the more creative side of the stream, we've now ended that portion. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're still going to be creative. Um, Space My Name says, I don't like that YouTube and Netflix can't be pinned to the home page. Pitterpot was fun, but the controller issues stopped me from getting into it much. I think my router is too close. That's crazy, man. When you say Netflix and YouTube can't be pinned to the home page, I have no idea what that's referring to because I thought that they were just like an app like anything else that you could just put on the homepage. At least I thought that's how it used to be. To be honest, I have no idea about that, man, because I watch YouTube only solely on my computer. I don't watch it anywhere else, and we don't have Netflix, so I don't use my game systems for any kind of media to watch TV or anything like that. So I only watch TV on the actual TV or via the computer. Sometimes I have watched a good amount of shows on my computer. All right, looks like we got all the faces lined up, going the same way, same scale. Doesn't look like we're running into any tiling issues with this one, so that is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and work on these hallways. Let's do a couple of these because these are connectors. They'll be super easy to go ahead and mark all these seams. This is an interesting one because we actually need these both these pieces marked because we want to mark the floor and we want to mark the roof, but then you wouldn't want to mark both of these. You would want to leave them just the same, but since it's a one-sided face, we kind of have to mark them both, so it's makes this just a little wonky looking. Just bear with me. It'll be good. It's still semi-efficient this way. This is about the best way you have to do it in order to mark everything or get everything unwrapped in good groupings. Let's see what we got here. Space by Name says, I can't put them in a folder on the homepage. I prefer to use my TV, but this is for guests mostly. I got you, man. I got you. Um, can't put them in a folder on the homepage. Huh. I don't know. It's interesting. I have like one folder I made. What are you doing, little puppy? I have one folder that I made and put a couple games in there, but when you make a folder, you don't like see a folder image. You see like a picture of like the most 4 recent things of that folder. My folder for the games, it was put on the homepage, but I don't know why they wouldn't be letting you do that with a set of video apps. It's kind of weird. I don't know what to say about that one. Okay. Space My Name says it's not like the worst, but my dad will complain when he visits. Yeah, because he's got to go digging through the folders to find where to go to YouTube. That's cool. You got any plans to find yourself any kind of Sony exclusive games that you're like, oh, I have a PlayStation now and I can finally play this. If there was one of those games, what would it be? Outside of Pitterpot, because technically Pitterpot is a PlayStation exclusive, guys. We are helping Sony out. We're giving them a free exclusive. Spaceman Aim says, I'm looking for recommendations, actually. I was thinking about it last night when you told me you got it. I was like, I wonder if you want to play online with something. I don't know. Do you like multiplayer games or single player games? And then I was kind of looking at my library and I was like, bro, I don't even really have that many good online games. Like, I don't have any games on PlayStation to play online that are like PlayStation only. Like, they're all just multi-plat games that you could just play anywhere. So there's no reason to get them there because now PS Plus is like pretty expensive. Um, it's only worth it if there's like something specific you wanted to play like on PlayStation or whatever. I used to have PlayStation games, guys, that were exclusive to PS4 that had good online. The two picks that I could make were I played the launch. I don't play much shooters and I don't play many violent games. I try to not play too many M-rated games either, guys, and depending on what the M-rated game is, depending on the content, determines like if I'm gonna play it or not. However, there was one game. I don't think it's M-rated. I think it's just rated T. There is a shooter game that I played when I first got the PlayStation. I played Killzone Shadowfall, which was like a PlayStation 4 launch title. I played that a little bit. But they shut the servers down for that, so now you can't play that online. So there's a PlayStation exclusive gone in the wind. And then the other PlayStation exclusive that I played online on PS4 was Everybody's Golf. And that was the most fun. I love golf. I love golf in real life. I also love golf in video games. And yeah, that was like one of my favorite golf games of all time. And they shut the servers down for that too. I mean, I don't know what PlayStation is on, man. I mean, we literally pay so much money for PS Plus. It's straight bonkers how much PS Plus costs now. And like I haven't had my PS Plus sub for a while just because I've been saving money and I haven't been playing any games online. And I just resubbed up for like a single month because I wanted to re-download a bunch of cloud saves recently. And then I was playing when I got my PlayStation fixed. And then I was playing a couple of games, some of the PS Plus games I have. So I was like, all right, I'll just stick it out. I'll just pay the $10 and you know play for 1 month or whatever. But then they're going to raising the prices again, and all the games I actually really liked, they shut the servers down on them. So I'm like, don't know what to tell you there. So we can't play those. But if you like golf games, Everybody's Golf is worth playing, even though you can't play online anymore. I mean, a big part of that game was like the online play, but it's local play and it's still super fun. So I actually think it's got good golf mechanics. Everybody's Golf is the last one. It's the last Hot Shots Golf, basically. That's how it got rebranded. It was always called Everybody's Golf in Japan, and it's called Hot Shots Golf in the United States. That might sound a little bit more familiar to people around here. But Sony is no longer supporting that studio and no longer doing golf games. They actually released a game on Switch and the iPhone after Sony said see ya. And I played it as well, and it's not as good as the Sony funded one, to be honest. So it's just kind of sad. Now I don't know what my favorite golf game is. I think that it's just that one, and then like Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on the GameCube. Are my favorite golf games, probably. Let's see what else can I think of. All right, these walls, these are looking good. Let's find out if we got any tiling errors. He says Pitterpot was my #1 pick, single player or co-op mostly. I don't have a lot of time to game, and I like to game with friends/family. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I don't know how big your family is. Aren't you a dad? Don't you have a daughter? Um, if you want to play games with family, as in kids, um, and possibly your wife or whatever, at that point you could do the knack stuff. And I know it's like a weird recommendation. Um, let's see what he's chewing. What are you chewing, little man? Oh, you're so cute. Because the first game isn't that good. You know, it's just literally an average beat 'em up game. But the entire game is co-op, and the stories do go back to back. If I had to rate the games, I would honestly give the first game like a 6, maybe. But if you just play it through with a family member or a friend or a kid, um, then you know it's actually more fun. And since I kind of like the story in the game and stuff, and I like Knack 2, you know, I'd maybe give it a 7. You know, the game looks pretty, it has a nice art style, but it's pretty bland. The puzzles are really easy. The platforming is pretty just, you know, basic in the first game, but what ruins it is the combat, because you basically have like a platforming section, and then you walk into a room, and then you're locked off, and then you have to fight a bunch of enemies, and once you kill them all, the doors unlock, and then you walk forward again, and then you get locked down in combat again, and you do that for about 10 to 12 hours. I mean, they change it up some, and then, you know, Knack gets a couple new abilities and special moves and stuff, so it's not super stale, but it's pretty stale pretty fast, to be honest. Like, it's not the greatest, but you can go to GameStop and probably find that game for sub $10, you know, $5 maybe even. And I would say it's worth playing because it is local co-op, just to like go ahead and start the story, because Knack 2 is kind of, I wouldn't say phenomenal, but like it's pretty great. Like, not gonna lie, it's pretty great. It's a million times better than the first game. It's got you know, continued story, better graphics, better controls, new moves. Combat is much better. Knack has actual skill trees of different weapons, like skills and stuff he can learn, to do different like attacks with like his relic pieces and stuff, platforming skills and whatnot, if I remember correctly. The platforming is much better. There's cooler level design. And on top of all of that, they really actually take advantage of the shrinking and growing, kind of like the Perplexing Orb 2 mechanic or the Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge mechanic, where Nat can shrink down and get really, really tiny and then solve puzzles and go through little sections, and then he grows really, really big and just takes out buildings and cars and stuff. So definitely fun. And the second game is also 100% local co-op, and you could probably find that game for $15, to be honest. So I would recommend those. If you're looking for cheap, fun local games to play with, you know, like maybe kids, you know, they're safe picks. And they're, you know, PlayStation exclusives. You can't get them anywhere but the PS4, so it's like you might as well try it out. As far as that goes, like, what else would I say? Yeah, I'd recommend Everybody's Golf, Knack 1 and 2, mostly Knack 2. But if you wanted to suffer along, you could play Knack 1. If you care about, like, continuing a story and not, like, starting, you know, bland. Not that the first game has a good story or anything. It's just, like, average, you know? I'm kind of, like, busting on it a little bit. I'll actually like it more than most people do. Like, it's a meme because everyone thinks the game is not good. But I actually think it's like fine, and that like you could just play it if you're a fan of action platformers. Like that, there's nothing wrong with playing it. Especially if you have kids. But yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, you know, I'm not a fan of Naughty Dog anymore. Especially recently. I think their games are kind of garbage. But if you haven't played Uncharted, you know, like you could download the Uncharted collection, specifically 1 through 3. I think the fourth game is still pretty good, but I think that the first games are better, in some regards. So, you know, you could try. I think Uncharted comes around cheap pretty good. I wouldn't really recommend The Last of Us. I couldn't really recommend that. But Uncharted is a good time. I mean, that would be a PlayStation exclusive for you because they ported Uncharted to the PC, but they only ported the last one and then the spin-off with Chloe. And those to me just aren't as good. And I want to say that they had some PC problems running. So yeah, not really the best. Might as well play the old PS3 games on your PS4 remastered because those would be kind of cheap. I haven't played it myself. Well, I started it, but I barely played it. But from what I've been told, Shadow of the Colossus is pretty good. It's supposed to be a really good game, and that game is um, PlayStation exclusive, and it's not too expensive. It is, fully remastered. It's like a PS2 game that's been fully remastered. Um, so maybe you could try that one. But that's kind of like it's like looks like similar to Zelda-ish, but it's like a boss rush um type of game. Like you're basically just hunting down these bosses if you've never played it before. Um these Colossuses. It's kind of hard to say. Colossi, I guess would be the terminology. Um and you have to kill them, and you go from one to another and hunt them down. um yeah, so I know a bunch of people think that it's like one of the best games ever. It's like some people's favorite game ever. Honestly, I only played the very first boss, and I didn't get farther than that. That's kind of bad to say, but I'm gonna give it. It's been in my backlog. Like I'm gonna go play it and like see what the fuss is about, because people tell me like, oh, when I say I've played like all these classic games, they get surprised if I haven't played that game. That's like one of the Sony games that's like people are like, whoa, you should have played that one or whatever. So that's like an adventure, emotional driven story, real-time action combat game. Currently, what I'm playing on my PlayStation is the Final Fantasy VII remake. Um, I've never played Final Fantasy VII in my entire life. Honestly, I love RPGs. I love turn-based mechanics and all this kind of stuff. I know that they don't do that anymore in these new ones, but I love RPG games and stuff. And I've never really played Final Fantasy games, to be honest. I never grew up playing Final Fantasy or anything like that. So I thought I'd give it a shot. The game is kind of rare physically, like it doesn't show up in GameStops all that often. And I happened to see one the other day, so I was just like, you know what? I'll pick it up and give it a shot. And I played like the first chapter, and I was like, yo, this story is actually pretty decent so far. It's got a hook that makes me want to continue. So I guess I'm going to try to see what the fuss is about with Final Fantasy VII, I guess. Because I'm a big Nintendo guy. Most of the games I play are Nintendo games. I'm a huge Xenoblade Chronicles fan. And I saw at the last Sony show, guys, that the new Final Fantasy game, the new Final Fantasy VII Rebirth game, looks, when you get out of Midgard and you're running around, it looks, they did the sense of scale thing to where it seriously looks a bit like Xenoblade. And I'm not the only one that said that. I saw a lot of people were talking about that in the comments and stuff, and I was like intrigued. I'm like, okay, is Square gonna go like Xenoblade? Is this gonna be anything like Xenoblade? If it is, sign me up. So far, obviously, I don't like it as much. It's not completely, the type of combat I like. I actually like the Xenoblade's combat because it's like a mix of real-time combat, but to be honest, it's not turn-based, but it just feels like it. I know everyone says it's like an MMO light, like it's like MMO type of combat, and I don't really play MMOs, so like I actually don't really know too much about them. But you have like all these commands, and there's different ways in the different games. Some games it's cooldown timers with actual seconds that you can upgrade. Some of them are like based on your your auto attack actions and stuff to cool down. But you basically have like moves that you can use, and even though you're doing it in real time, it's like similar to picking turns and choosing what move you're going to do and having to wait for it to reset for you to basically you have to do things to get your turn to move forward again, which is similar to this ATB stuff that I'm seeing in Final Fantasy 7, you know, because it seems like so far, you know, you have like special moves that you can use once you fill up the ATB meter or whatever, but you can't, you know, you can't use them, you can't use those special moves until you've done, you know, enough actions like attacking or dodging or guarding or something like that. So it's basically like waiting your turn. So it's like real time choices, but it's like semi turn based, which is, you know, similar to Xenoblade to me. So I think I'm gonna enjoy the game. I think that that game is available on PC now, so it's no longer a PlayStation exclusive. But I think it was a PlayStation timed exclusive, and honestly, I don't think it's on Xbox and it's not on Switch, so it's either PlayStation or PC. So, you know, if you're interested in RPGs, maybe you could check that out. It's not exactly a PlayStation exclusive or anything, but I think it's gonna be cool. But actually, you know, I don't know if I should give you the recommendation yet. I've only played it for like an hour, so can't really tell you. I don't know if you like RPGs. You said single player or co-op, but single player doesn't, you know, exactly give me a genre of what you're looking for. Um, to be honest, like I played a lot of third-party games. Like all the stuff that I couldn't play on my Switch is like what I played my PlayStation for. And then I played some indie games on there just to compare and see like how they compared with you know, my games and whatnot. Um, and how they were running on PlayStation and stuff like that. So, mm, I played a lot of old games. Let me just look this. I can look it up here. I mean, Space My Name can tell you're friends with me on PlayStation, so you can just find out all the games that I've played and just scroll through my trophy list. I played like the Crash remakes and the Spyro remake on there. I would suggest you pick up Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge for 50 cents. Let's see. What else do we got? What else is a PlayStation? Dude, honestly, this is like my Ape Escape machine now. Please tell me. I think you're still in the chat. I've been talking a while though. Please let me know if you have ever played the original Ape Escape. Tell me yes or no in the chat, and then that's going to determine what kind of recommendation you're getting next. Because if you have not played the original Ape Escape, you should do that. You should just drop whatever you're doing and play Ape Escape. I mean, you have to like platformers to want to do that, but platforming adventure games, to be honest. But it's one of the best. One of the best. I played Ape Escape 1 and 2 on my PlayStation 4. I mean, I played them when I was a kid. I have them on the original PS1. That's why I like it so much, to be honest. There's some nostalgia goggles. Not even nostalgia, it's just like the memories are really, really strong with that game. I love that game so much because I look at it with a technical game design eye now, and I'm like, bro, this is a PS1 game that just holds up. Like, it's so good. I mean, some people might not like it today. They might think it's like too hard or whatever. But not me, dude. I think it holds up well. I played the second one more recently. And to be honest, like I still think the first game is way better than the second game. Um, it's just way better to me. Yeah, the art style is better. It's, you know, the just everything. To me, the voice acting is better. The level design is better. The creativity is better. Now, I will say that they do go pretty wild in Ape Escape 2 and stuff. They do have some, you know, like the monkey AI and stuff is good, and like the individual monkeys are pretty funny and pretty creative. I mean, they were in the first game, but they were able to make the monkeys like do a lot of things like silly things in that game, you know, like when you find them at the spa or you see them popping their heads in and out of little things, like going down like sewer drains and stuff. There's a couple things like that where it's like, you know, that wasn't totally possible in the PS1 version. So Ape Escape 2 is worth playing, especially if you like the Ape Escape formula. But I still think overall that the first game is just the best one by far. So yeah, you might be actually gone in the chat, but I would recommend Ape Escape. It's $9. You don't have to. You don't even have to get PS Plus to do that. They actually sell their classic games like, you know, you can just pick it and choose it separately. Actually, don't need these. They're not tied to the subscription service like Nintendo does. You know, Nintendo ties their old classics on Switch now to the subscription. You can't buy them individually. PlayStation, it's like the one move PlayStation has done that I think is, you know, better than Nintendo. I think a lot of things that PlayStation has done recently has been kind of foolish and really dumb to hurt their brand. But I think that this move is really smart because like I don't really want to have to sub to PS Plus all the time just to get, you know, some classic games. And I don't want every classic game that comes to the service. You know, by far, I don't want every game, you know, that comes to the service. So just having the option of like, oh, all I have to do is pay $10, you know, and then I get the one game that I want. That is much better than the way that Nintendo does it. So I'd recommend that as a PS1 classic. Play Ape Escape 1, guys. All right, Space My Name says, I just moved the PS4 away from the router and the controller worked better, but still glitchy. I'll move it after the stream and try again. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. That's really weird. I'm like, you said you had an older controller, so I don't know if it's just your controllers or if it's the actual console itself. Because if it's the console, that's a little nerve-wracking there. So I guess you're back in the chat. Have you played the original Ape Escape? Yes or no? Um so I think I might have asked this chat question before, but he says I have not played Ape Escape. Well, goody. There you go. That's my number one recommendation. That's what I'm playing right now. Mine. I've been playing Final Fantasy and Ape Escape. In case you didn't hear me explaining all that, I'm assuming you did. But yeah, I would say it's super fun. You know, but you gotta like 3D platformers to want to play it, I guess. But it is more than a 3D platformer. It is a 3D platforming adventure game. You know, because the thing about Ape Escape is like I feel like this was the better competitor. Um, you know, so like back in the day, you had competing interests. Like Mario was going ham on 64. Everyone was trying to figure out how to do platformers. I think the best platformer on PlayStation by far is Spyro the Dragon. That's my favorite one, without a doubt. And it's Spyro is much better than Crash. But I think that Ape Escape is also better than Crash, even though I am a huge Crash fan. Ape Escape was interesting. They did something interesting because they made just a basic character controller. You know, the guy, you know, your character Spike, he just runs around, and the goal of the game is to catch the monkeys. That's what Spike does, okay? But the reason Ape Escape is different is because of the gadgets. So they basically did the same method that I did for Pitterpot. Like, I made Pitterpot a basic controller, but you know, he gets a bunch of seeds that he uses as gadgets, basically. So those are a bunch of seed abilities that you unlock to change the way Pitterpot interacts with the world. And in Ape Escape, it's the same way. You actually get, you know, all sorts of crazy gadgets that you can use to trying to pop a bone there, guys. That you can use to catch the monkeys, to find monkeys, to explore the levels. It's not just catching the monkeys, it's like actually character controller type gadgets too. Because like there's one, you get the glider that you can spin and just fly around. So you basically turn your character into like a flying machine. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of really inventive gadgets, and it makes the game really fun. Another standout about the game is like just the AI. You know, like in older games like Spyro and Crash, like especially Crash, the AI was so plain and so simple, like crazy plain, crazy simple. Like it was just enemies that ran back and forth, and you just had to dodge them, kind of like some of our games do now. Um, but back then, and Spyro was more mature in its AI. That the enemies would chase you, and they would have thresholds that they could fight you with and stuff. But the monkeys, man, they will run, they will shoot at you, they will try to hit at you, they will throw bananas at you, they will hide, they can be alerted. You have to crawl up after them. For the time, the AI is crazy good. It's really fancy, makes the game fun. It still extremely holds up. Without a doubt, it holds up. And then the gadgets make the character controller fun, and then the music is great, and the setting of the first game especially is it makes some really creative stuff because you're time traveling. The monkeys are taking over time, so they've gone through every period in history, and they're changing it and they're making it monkeyfied. So it's pretty funny, the situations you can get in, and that creates really awesome level designs. So I would highly recommend it. Definitely fun to play. Space My Name says, let me try the other controller on my PC. I know the one I used worked on my PC. Mekan says, I think we called those AIs just dumb. Yeah, they're just dumb AI, I guess. Yo, Mekan, welcome to the stream. Good sir. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm getting close to having to cut this off, actually, and I've just been rambling about Ape Escape and why I love it so much for 10 minutes. But you can see we've textured these walls. These aren't done, so this one's done. That inside's done. We were just kind of swiping around. We weren't even doing it in order. I was just doing what was closest and already unwrapped and easiest. But you can see as we're backing out here, the level is taken shape. It's almost done, and you can see we're just gonna have to cover up the walls and the roofs. That's the last bit of modeling we need to do, but we need to finish all the texturing first. But you can see that, and to be honest, yeah, we have to do that. We have to cover up everything with roof. It needs to be indoors. That would create a different feeling, but if not, we're gonna have to double up the walls here on all these places and all these hallways, and we don't really want to do that. So um, we got some more modeling to do, but we need to texture it first. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, so this is probably going to get done over the weekend, and you guys might not get to see the end of it, or it might just be done next week, depending on if I finish that other game or not. Yeah, we got some chats. Met Gann, Space My Name are hanging out in the chat together. So, yeah, you can see we got our Patreon supporters going across the screen right now, guys. I got to give a huge shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on Patreon.com. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, Shark and Minnow, PLP, and Thomas Stewart. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on Patreon.com. I couldn't do it without you guys. Please check out the Patreon page down below if you're interested in checking it out and supporting it. We got some new patrons recently right there. Thomas and Spectrum 3900, newest patrons. So celebrate that. Pretty awesome stuff. Links down below for our Discord, guys. You can join the Discord and hang out with us, ask us questions, keep up to date with Treefall Studios news. Also, I think it'll roll next after the Patreon news, but we are featured right now on the PlayStation Big Games, Big Deals sale. Maze 1 and Maze 2. So Maze and Maze Pedestal Trials are on sale. Pitterpot is on sale, and Tilting Tiles Full Tilt Bundle is on sale. So if you have not played Tilting Tiles yet, I would highly recommend picking up the bundle because you get Tilting Tiles 1 and Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. 2 games for one they're already at a lower price. If you buy the bundle at full price, you save like over $1. But now it's on sale, so I think it's like $4, basically $3 to $4 for the 2 games, which would normally cost you $10. So that would be my recommendation if you guys want to support us and you want to check out our games on sale. Those are probably our most polished games. They're pretty fun. Pitter Pot's probably, we usually run that on like a dollar sale because no one really bought that game. But that's a 6 hour platforming, 4 to 6 hour platforming game. You guys can pick it up for 99 cents if you have PS Plus. If you don't have PS Plus, I think it might be like $1.49 or something like that. Maybe $2, $1.99. I'm not sure. So you guys can pick that up and check that out if you're interested. And of course, the Maze games if you haven't played them, because we're over here right now. We're working on Maze. You can play the 2 games that come before this one, before this game comes out, and they're on sale pretty cheap right now on PlayStation. But thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a fun stream. I got to get rolling. I appreciate everybody for watching. I will catch you next time. No stream tomorrow, guys. New videos are coming next week. New streams are coming next week. So I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you next week. See you later, guys. Thanks again.